Hi, I'm Steve Clapham and welcome to our investing tips series of videos. And before we get started, I'm just going to remind you that if you sign up on our website behindthebalancesheet.com, you'll get access to our club with loads of free material, free training, and you'll also get our newsletter, which we're doing a little bit more often than monthly now. And if you want to take it to the next level, we've got investing courses for private investors that are paid, but obviously we're doing all this stuff on YouTube for free because we're interested in helping people. And this is number 11 in this series, and the mini series of moats, number 4 in that. And if you've watched them before, you remember that we talked about Warren Buffett coining the term economic moat, which is a structural impediment which obstructs your competitors from entering your company's markets and reducing its returns to capital. And the effect is that holy grail for investors, a sustainable high ROIC. So in the last 3 videos, we talked about economies of scale, network effects, and last time we talked about intellectual property and brands. And this time we're going to talk about customer loyalty, and we're going to use the example of Disney, which is a really enduring form of customer loyalty, not transitory in the least. And what I think is very interesting about all of this is that there's a big overlap between this IP and brands and the customer loyalty. And look at what the impact is. So this is Disney's ticket price has gone up 31 times since 1971, inflation 6 times. And airfares have obviously gone down relative to inflation. So they've gone down a lot in real terms. And that is why Disney is a good company, right? It's been able to put up that price. Obviously, they're delivering more for their customers. It's not a strictly like for like with inflation because you're getting more for your money, but it's a very important issue. I'm going to come back to that in a minute because last time we talked about Tide and we talked about the power of brands. And I think, a washing powder is a more transitory loyalty. But yeah, of course, we had the Amazon Dash button and people would be able to automatically order their washing powder. But if there was a super duper offer on a new powder or something with a new feature, you'd be quite inclined to try it out. Whereas if you're going to Disney theme parks every year for your holiday, you're going to carry on doing that. And these sorts of powerful, enduring loyalties are much harder to find. I mean, you do get it in things like cigarettes. So Marlboro would be a good example of that because people will smoke Marlboro all their lives. Lives might be a bit shorter for smoking, but they'll be loyal to that brand for year in, year out. And that's what we're looking for, this enduring loyalty, which tends to be quite rare. But when you do find it, it's highly valuable because it does confer that pricing power, as we saw in the case of Disney. And you don't need to just think about B2C. This can also occur in B2B environments, and that's where I would focus. I would deploy this as a tactic, a tool, a technique to look for. Try and find mission critical products. So typically this would be a product which isn't particularly valuable, but is essential to its customers. So it wouldn't cost a lot, but failure would be very expensive. And that creates a huge amount of loyalty. An example of this would be the flavors and fragrances business. Because Danone are not going to change their supplier who supplies them with the strawberry flavor for their yogurt, because if they get it wrong, there's a huge penalty because people will switch brands because they won't like the new product. So those businesses tend to be quite entrenched and attractive. So we've covered these 4 different types of moat. There are some common patterns emerging. Repeat business, the ability to price more highly, or in the case of economies of scale, higher volumes. I hope you've enjoyed these, and we're carrying on. So don't forget, subscribe to the channel and you won't miss a single video. Thanks for watching.